Breaking news, the Secret Service said it discovered a cache of devices, more than 100,000 SIM cards and 300 servers that could have disrupted the cellular network ahead of the UN General Assembly. I'm surprised that they didn't immediately blame China for this. It does kind of seem to me like it's typical Israel shit, for the record. Cache of devices capable of crashing cell networks is found near UN. The Secret Service discovered an anonymous network of more than 100,000 SIM cards and 300 servers, which could disable cellular towers or be used to conduct surveillance. Initial analysis of the data on some of the SIM cards has identified ties to at least one foreign nation, as well as links to criminals already known to U.S. law enforcement officials, including cartel members, Secret Service officials told the reporters on Monday. Investigators found the SIM cards and servers in August at several locations within a 35-mile radius of UN headquarters. The discovery followed a months-long investigation into what the agency described as anonymous telephonic threats made to 3 high-level U.S. government officials. My instinct is this is espionage, says Mr. Ferrante, who previously served in top cybersecurity positions at the White House and the FBI. I'm sorry, how the hell are they finding these server rooms all over the city and nobody knows who they belong to? This is absurd. I can't even trust the federal government for any information that they reveal on any of this stuff. I mean, look no further than the Tyler Robinson stuff. They are so aggressively pursuing any leads that they can to create a reliable narrative here to attack the left, and yet they have found none. Like, I cannot see a world where they actually find Tyler Robinson, like a trove of data on Charlie Kirk's shooter that basically proves that he's like right-wing, let's say, right? In a hypothetical scenario. Do you feel like if the FBI, if this current FBI found a treasure trove of data that suggested that Tyler Robinson was 100% no holds barred, a right-wing figure, and was MAGA till the day he died, okay? Well, no, he didn't die, but was MAGA. Do you think the FBI would reveal that information? This FBI, do you think that they would reveal this information at all? Absolutely not. And the same goes for this too. It's like, even if they had all evidence, all signs, all suspicions point to Israel on this, because this is Israel shit, okay? They've done stuff like this, and in the past, it's been revealed. I don't think that they would reveal that information. I don't think that this administration would ever reveal that information, because they have no interest in revealing information like this. They'll probably tie this back to like China, Venezuela, something laughable. It is odd, however, that there is no, they haven't revealed anything. Yeah. It's Chinese, Russian, Iranian, Venezuelans that did this. Clearly. It's those dang Chinese, Iranian, Russians, and North Koreans, and Cubans, and Antifa working in unison as they do. And also, I heard that they're all transgender too. Transgender Muslims. And they were all eating Tylenol. They were just popping Tylenol pills. This network had the potential to disable cell phone towers. Investigators have been going through the data on SIM cards that were a part of the network, included calls, text, and browser history. The agency shared crime scene photos of servers with antennas and SIM cards. In some cases, the server holding the SIM cards were on the floor-to-ceiling shelves. Anthony J. Ferrante, the global head of cybersecurity practice at FTI, an international consulting firm, said the operation appeared to be sophisticated and costly. My instinct is this is espionage. In addition to jamming the cellular network, he said, such a large amount of equipment near the UN could be used for eavesdropping. In addition to the Secret Service, the NYPD and Justice Department, Homeland Security Investigations, and the Office of the Director of National Intelligence are investigating. It's an ongoing investigation, but there's absolutely no reason to believe we won't find more of these devices in other cities. One official, speaking on the condition of anonymity, said agents also found 80 grams of cocaine, illegal firearms, computers, and cell phones when they discovered the network. Nice. I wonder how that happened. Investigations reveal Israel spied on ICC and UN officials investigating it, and human rights orgs and Palestinians submitting evidence, even attempting to enlist a chief prosecutor by threatening her family while criminalizing organizations who submitted testimony. But that's not the only one. There's like the painters or whatever. Isn't that like a... There's a couple different instances where, like, in 2019, I believe, the White House actually suspected Israel of leaving surveillance devices all around the White House. Boris Johnson has found surveillance devices in his bathroom after having Benjamin Netanyahu use it. Fantastic stuff. It's comical what we let them get away with. Yeah, Israel accused of planting mysterious spy devices near the White House. U.S. government concluded within the past 2 years that Israel was most likely behind the placement of cell phone surveillance devices that were found near the White House and other sensitive locations around Washington, according to 3 former senior U.S. officials with knowledge of the matter. But unlike most other occasions when flagrant incidents of foreign spying have been discovered on American soil, the Trump administration did not rebuke the Israeli government, and there were no consequences for Israeli officials or for Israel's behavior, one of the former officials said. Yeah, stingrays. The miniature surveillance devices, colloquially known as stingrays, mimic regular cell towers to fool cell phones into giving them their locations and identity information. Formerly called International Mobile Subscriber Identity Catchers, or IMSI catchers, they can also capture the contents of calls and data use. The devices were likely intended to spy on President Donald Trump, one of the former officials said, as well as his top aides and closest associates, though it is not clear whether the Israeli efforts were successful. Check my history. It's a private VPN for foreign networks, foreign bot networks, probably some espionage as well. Almost 100% Israel, Russia, or just some contractors selling services. Really effective for TikTok manipulation because you can basically organically spoof legit IPs in a certain area. All of a sudden, the algo sees people really interested in pro-Israel stuff and starts giving that to other people. I've seen one before. Officials, ABC is reporting, Secret Service believes a thwarted plot that could have dismantled New York City's telecommunications networks. Officials are blaming. Agents were first tipped off last spring, and officials believe the plot is connected to the Chinese government. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it was definitely, I believe it, is for sure the Chinese. Has there ever been any confirmed cases of Chinese spy attempts? My parents are always convinced it's China. Yes, of course. China is a great power. Of course it spies on the United States of America. That's not even a question. That is very real. Make no mistake. I just don't know if this instance is... no, not the balloon chatters. Jesus Christ. No, not the balloon. I'm talking like honeypots and also other very successful measures, very successful attempts of like basically taking advantage of the outdated ISPs that we have here in the United States of America and getting all up in our telecommunication system, not the balloon. There are many very real Chinese spying attempts, many of which are very successful, as a matter of fact, some of which we probably don't even know about.
This morning, the U.S. Secret Service believes it disrupted a plot that could have collapsed the entire telecommunications system in New York City. And law enforcement sources tell ABC News it's believed to be connected to the Chinese government. Officials say several individuals, including at least one with direct access to the president, began receiving threats.
Yeah, they literally honeypotted Eric Swalwell, which is a big L for China. What the f are you going to get out of Swalwell? You know what I mean?
This spring. In recent weeks, investigators tracked those threats to multiple locations in and around New York, where they said they seized hundreds of servers and more than 100,000 SIM cards. Enough equipment to send 30 million anonymous text messages every minute. Overwhelming communications.
They found empty apartments with servers and server walls, capable of making millions and millions of phone calls in and around New York City and the world that could potentially cripple New York City and other parts of the world.
There are no arrests yet. The apartments where the equipment was found were empty. Investigators suspect the alleged plot is the work of a well-organized and well-funded group that law enforcement sources say is believed to be linked to China. Now, the Secret Service is still working to determine what all the equipment was meant to do and whether there was a specific target. But as one official put it, guys, the potential for disruption to the country's telecommunications posed by this network.
Yeah, China would absolutely do this too, but Israel and Russia jumped to mind first, though Israel probably doesn't even need to do this, honestly. Also, we do this basically everywhere too, so do business and astroturfing. It's true. It's just that when I hear something like this, especially around the United Nations, the hot button issue at the UN currently is not so much Russia-Ukraine even, but definitely Israel. But who knows?